Hi guys, so we just got another Q&A question here. This question comes through Facebook, Big Game Indicating Dogs on Facebook, from Brad Nicholson. This question is, hi Paul, at the end of part 2 in the Deer Dog Training Blueprint, you mention you give Print lots of breaks from the kennel and other exercise. Just wondering what you do. I feel like my pup gets a bit bored sitting in the run with only its training sessions. Is it okay to bring it inside with the long line and just have it sit next to me, or should I wait until later on when, like you brought Print inside, and start making him stay for 10 minutes at a time? Okay, so you're right. My pups do spend a lot of time in the kennels earlier on, and I set them up to be calm and happy in their kennels. They're not barking and whining, and a huge part of that is setting up my kenneling properly and making sure I'm going to have no separation anxiety issues with my pups or dogs later on. So both my dogs are actually sitting in the kennel back here at the moment, just while we do this. I feel like it's really important to be able to put a pup or dog in a kennel and put it to the side without it going nuts and barking and making heaps of noise. And for me, during those first few months, exactly like what you've seen in the blueprint, all I ever do, anytime my pup's out of the kennel, you could call it a training session, but all I'm doing is going out, putting the long line on and spending time with my pup, walking around in circles, going for walks. Basically any time I spend with my pup it is really training, because any moment, any time you spend with a dog is an opportunity to gain or lose real respect, or to either build your relationship up into something that's better and better and getting more attentiveness and respect out of the dog, or losing attentiveness and respect and having everything fall apart. So over those first few weeks, I let my dog out of its kennel as much as I can, but basically when it does come out of the kennel, it's on the long line and it's just constructive time, but it's not regimented. You know, we can go for a walk and I just gently keep my pup inside its range, and I'm just slowly moulding what I want and getting to where I want to be from a training point of view. Brad mentions here, is it okay to bring it inside with a long line and just let it sit next to me, or should I wait till later on like you did when you started bringing Print inside and making him stay? So in the blueprint, I can't remember off the top of my head exactly what part it is. It's about 5 or 6 when Print's sort of a few months old. But what I do is I wait until my pup with Print, I waited until his sit and stay command was at the point where I knew I could just bring Print inside, tell him to sit down, and he'd sit nicely, and I could just sit with them for 10 minutes at a time. And just sit down and socialise with him. And I could sit there and give him a bit of a pat, and he could just spend some time inside. And that's a slow integration process, and we sort of touched on that in some other Q&As there. We were talking about the crate, using a crate to integrate dogs inside, and I even showed you Print and Fly just laying on the ground. Now Print and Fly, my dogs sleep inside all night. So it's about having every side of it covered. So my dogs will happily sit in the kennel on their own. By the time they're 12 months old, they can happily come inside. They can be in a crate inside, they can be free range inside, free range outside in a dog-proof section. But to answer that question directly, Brad, if you feel like you can bring your pup inside and have him sit there and have it constructive without the pup getting up and walking around and being a pain, you can do it and bring some of these things in the blueprint forward. Just because I didn't do it until Print was 5 months old, you might be able to do it when your pup's 4 months old, or you might have to wait till your pup's 6 months old before you can do it the way I do it in the blueprint. So I hope that's answered your question. I sort of covered a lot of different sides of it there, but I'll just try to give you a real simple answer before I leave this, and just say basically, you say you feel like your pup gets a bit bored, and yep, that is a fact of life, that your pup's got to learn to just sit, you know. So and yeah, they are bored sometimes, but it's only that first few months, and it's all about working towards that point where everything's set up properly and they can have free range and they're sleeping inside, and they're not even locked up at all while you're home. They're just cruising around with you. So yep, I'll leave it at that, and we'll see you in the next Q&A.